All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, fellow Pandemonium travelers, this is Seattle Pandemonium Shutdown Day 423, by my count. 423 days. And the local situation, I guess, is that Governor Inslee is ceding responsibility for phasing protocols for reopening to the counties of Washington State rather than having a statewide mandate, which is essentially what I said, I don't know, like a year ago. So counties that have too many cases, and we're at single digits for deaths, like, regularly, guys. Like, this is not, we're not in a spike, like there's a spike in cases, which correlates with testing, but we're at single digit deaths, and if we're applying the stats that were achieved, or the stats that were arrived at in terms of comorbidities with things like obesity and other things, and vaccinations are free and readily available, I'm told, then people who are at risk, like if you're obese, go get your, go get your jab. And then the rest of us can mask or glove or do whatever you think you need to do to protect yourself and go back to stop crossing Aurora in the middle of it like that. You're gonna get run over. It's a tragedy waiting to happen. Anyways, I don't know. That's my Corona take. I mean, I underestimated the nationwide death count from Rona, and it was more than I thought it was going to be. But we're not in spring of last year. This is spring of this year. This is what we're facing now. We know more about. I don't know if we don't have a publicly available like R0 on Rona, as far as I know. No one's talked about it, but again, deaths are down, cases are down, things are reopening. We gotta get this machine back running again. There's some interesting phenomenon, of course, that have happened as a result of the state-mandated shutdowns of the economy. For example, an artificial unemployment rate. So basically, people were told to stay home and then the government will give you money. Well, obviously, a lot of people were completely fine with that because a lot of people hate their jobs. So you're going to pay me to not work? Okay. Dry run for UBI, I guess. On the other hand, this artificial unemployment rate is creating an artificial wage bubble. So one of my Twitter friends is it Chef Gruel or Gruel? I actually don't know. I kind of hope it's Gruel, while at the same time I hope it's Gruel, so it's like somewhat more pinky out. You know what I mean? They're trying to pay, they're offering like $25 an hour for people to wash dishes in his restaurants. And they can't find people. Now, I hate washing dishes, especially in a restaurant setting, but $25 an hour? You're not, I mean, I understand if you live in the Bay Area, that's your transit money, but what he's saying and what he was getting at by posting this information is, look, people would rather just get paid to do nothing and stay home, which is why I've been calling this a dry run for UBI for a little while now. It's like the state is manipulating the labor market with these policies, and then when they go, oh, see, you can pay $25 an hour for a dishwasher, therefore $15 an hour for a minimum wage is totally understandable for working at McDonald's or whatever. So then the numbers inflate, people get the number, the target number they were going for, and then they're like, yay, we got $15 an hour minimum wage. Meanwhile, the entire economy got inflated to the point where that $15 an hour is now the same, if not worth less, than the $7.50 an hour people were making a decade or whatever, or two ago. It's all a game. It's all a game, and the points are made up, and the points don't matter. Everything's made up, and the points don't matter. Isn't that what the Whose Line thing was? But anyway, that's Kyle's probably poor resolution economic take on the fiscal situation. This tent city over here on my left has grown substantially over the last couple of months, though. It's much bigger than it used to be. So what else is going on? So I get to flex my meme muscles every once in a while, and sometimes something just lands right in your lap. And this meme I posted didn't do staggering numbers. I've had some pretty good ones that get like, you know, hundreds and hundreds of likes on Twitter and shares and retweets, and then like I'll encounter them elsewhere being posted by people who aren't me, and I'm like, yeah, go meme go. It's a successful meme. But this one was fun because okay, this whole presidency is bizarre. Like, Kamala Harris is being propped up as, like, the spokesman of the administration. Which is not particularly, like, one of the roles of the VP. The media's whole approach to Biden and everything. I covered this the other day about how Biden's brain is pudding, and maybe it was yesterday, the media just going back to sleep. There's nothing to worry about. Everything's taken care of. The kind, compassionate, empathetic Grandpa Joe. Well, Grandpa Joe is like that. Is like Grandpa Joe and Willy Wonka. He didn't do a damn thing for years, and then when they get the golden ticket, all of a sudden he can get out of bed. Grandpa Joe is a nefarious character who's not to be trusted. But anyway, in this instance, we're talking about Grandpa Joe. Not Joe Stalin, Joe Biden. The media is just going back to sleep on him, but this bizarre, there's another Willy Wonka reference coming up. This bizarre photo, it's so strange. Like, not for a president to take a photo with a previous president. That's normal sort of crony politics stuff. You know, all of a sudden George W. Bush is great and fine when everyone's mad at Trump, and then they're like, oh, George W. is great. Here, take pictures with W, and you know, all the libs like Clinton and Bush hanging out together. Everything's fine. But no, this picture is of Biden and Jill, his wife, who is a doctor, guys. Did you hear? She's a doctor. With Jimmy Carter and his wife. I don't know Jimmy Carter's wife's name, but this photo is bizarre. Joe Biden looks like fee-fi-fo-fum. Like, he looks like a giant next to the little Yoda Mrs., you know, Carter. And Jimmy's, of course, you know, he's in his late stages of whatever. And everyone immediately started memeing about this photo because, like, Biden looks like this huge ogreous giant next to this old lady. And it's just like, what is going on here? Like, I don't think Biden's that tall. I think maybe she's just wildly short, but he looks like he's in a dollhouse. It looks like in Willy Wonka, when Willy Wonka walks to the end of the hallway and it shrinks down and then he looks like a giant. And other people were immediately like posting Willy Wonka pictures and stuff like that. Because you're just like, what are the optics on this? Not how it looks politically. I mean, literally, like, what lens did they use? Like, why does it look like he's surrounded by doll furniture? Like, what is going on? Like, even his wife looks like a giantess, and you're just kind of like, what is going on? But yeah, then, you know, I had someone, I enlarged Biden and made him even bigger, you know, for comedic effect. And I had somebody say, oh my God, this has to be fake, right? And it was like, yes, it's fake, guys. Someone else had to point out my little Photoshop marks in it that you could see, little blurs and stuff. Yeah, it's fun to meme. It's fun to meme about people like, say, Joe Biden, who are, you know, wildly more wealthy and powerful than I am, literally the president of the United States, but I can make fun of him in an image, and the most the CIA can do is hit my girlfriend with a heart attack ray to try to kill her and distract me as a threat and get me to stop memeing, but I'm not falling for it, guys. Anyways, But the meme evolved too, because someone was like, there's pictures on the wall behind them, right? And so they're like, shame no one's replaced the pictures back there. So I had to evolve the meme another step and take the hits from the Carter administration and Photoshop them in as the framed paintings on the wall behind him. So I got the Ayatollah Khomeini, the Iran embassy prisoners, the we're out of gas signs. There's a huge gas shortage during that administration, if people remember right. OPEC had us over a barrel. And then a picture of the wreckage from Operation Eagle Claw. Now this is one of those things, it's kind of like Black Hawk Down, where we sent these special forces in with helicopters and stuff to go try to do a rescue mission for the Iranian embassy prisoners. They got held for, how long did they get held for? Like 400 days or something? It was quite a while. And Carter made, said send in the special ops, right? And then they got caught in a dust storm, and then one of the helicopters crashed, and then they sent like a rescue helicopter, and then like two of those crashed into each other trying to rescue the rescue mission from itself, and then the Iranians like captured one of the downed helicopters and they repaired it, and they still fly it to this day. Like it's still there, they own it now. It's a Sea Stallion or something. It's like one of those big kind of one of the bigger American like military, gunship type helicopters. But anyways, that's Operation Eagle Claw. That happened on Carter's watch, just this completely failed op. I mean, he kind of paid his dues for it. I think the guy only had one term, right? Because you could say he caught a bad turn, but W got 2 terms, and he was in charge during 9/11 and the Iraq War, which turned into a complete debacle on his watch, like during his administration. But I don't know. It's fun to post those kinds of things because there are pundits and people who are deep enough in politics to not just to get past the memery of like, wow, Joe Biden looks like this giant ogre that's gonna like eat Mrs. Carter, but also see the deeper level here, where it's this current Democrat president. The media's fawning, it's a return to empathy and kindness and empathy. All those things the federal government is wonderful at, when they're burning women and children alive all around the world. But then he's taking a picture with this old man, and then I get to come along and basically graffiti on their supposed to be historic picture together, with the actual kind of like legacy of what we're talking about here, right? Like, I understand that Jimmy Carter had like a peanut farm and he's like a nice, kind Southerner or something, but that was not a good presidency and was a continuation of our, general malaise of a weird, semi-empire thing. Whatever it is that we're doing. Is it an empire? I mean, it seems like an empire in collapse, if I'm being honest, but, yeah. Oh. Dang. I'll have to try and get a picture of that later. There's something I really want to okay. Anyways, I'm gonna keep talking to you people and entertain you. Yeah, so having fun with memes on the internet and politics is, an inescapable nightmare hellscape. And social media is where it all just surges every day. And I mean, if people aren't threatening your life on the regular, are you even social mediaing correctly? Like, you're supposed to, as Comfortably Smug says, as a minion I know, the purpose of Twitter is to get the high score, and you get points by making people mad. And politics is one of the easiest, best ways to make people mad, because everyone thinks they're right, and they think they're right now, and you are evil because you don't agree with them. Yeah. I don't know. Is that all I got for you today? So I got Jimmy Carter memes, and we're going to phase ourselves as King County, which by my estimation means that King County is... Oh yeah, well, I gave you my general, probably bad corona take. But the reality is that I think we can't force phasing anymore. I think that people are going to basically do whatever they want, and this summer is, I mean, as you can tell, summer is upon us, guys, and summertime means people want to go out and get laid and have fun, and only so much corona crazies, branch COVIDian propaganda is going to prevent people from doing that. They might wear masks in public, but they're going to go to house parties, and they're going to, you know, I don't think you can stop this train at this point. Over a year now, I think people are fed up, and if you say, well, we're not really going to enforce it, then game on. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, what is this, Tuesday? Maybe that's enough nonsense for me for one day. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.